Network, where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken in blood. Rise awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings, let's rise together.
A pulse of light, let it begin. The night dissolves, the day will spin. Rise awakenings, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken and climb. Rise awakenings, now is the time. Echoes bloom, they bend and glide. A signal surging deep inside. From shadows grip, we rise and rise. Tune the whispers, find your way. Tomorrow starts with sound today. Rise awakenings, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken and climb. Rise awakenings, now is the time. It's Brindlewolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinements. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can.
Why am I still here? Life's not not really that bad. Past keeps creeping in, can't release the sad. Memories flooding like the swipe of a shelf, knocking me down, gotta distract myself. Tears flooding in, flowing like rain, won't stop happening. Here they come again, begging me to see through the blur, heal through the pain. Let the tears flow, release them like rain, like a welcome release from a blocked up dam. Get to the healing, back to who I am. Life floats along, storms come and go, reflecting in stillness. The pain doesn't flow. Then a change in the air, clouds rolling in, thought they were gone. Here I go again. If the tears fall, the drops stinging with pain, afraid of drowning if I let it rain. How can I see through the blur, heal through the pain? Let the tears flow, release them like rain, like a welcome release from a blocked up dam. Get to the healing, back to who I am. Damage was done, the floods have receded. Healing through pain was all that I needed. Puddles of grief like potholes inside. The rains have dried up, nowhere left to hide. And I saw through the blur, healed through the pain. Let the tears flow, release them like rain. I welcome release from the blocked up dam. Got to the healing. I know who I am. I know who I am. Release the floods. I know who I am.
Welcome, everyone, to the Tears of Phoenix Talks.
We all be crying right now. That was so damn beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I was belting in the background, probably disturbing the neighbors. Don't care, but I actually had to stop singing so that I could function. Wow, that was
so beautiful.
That was my newest creation through the blur and inspiration for tonight's conversation on Phoenix Talks. Just a reminder, we haven't mentioned this in several episodes, but the way that this show works is either Diane or I or one of our viewers comes up with a topic and presents it to us. And then I go and create a song out of it, and sometimes a video like you just saw, other times it's just a lyric video. And then we join here on Wednesday nights for an organic conversation. That's the preparation that we do. Everything that you're about to hear is off the cuff from our experiences. And
Yeah, and we don't talk about anything before the show with regards to the topic other than which topic, okay.
that's pretty much it. What are we talking about this week? Oh, yeah, that's right.
This topic was birthed because of all the healing that Micah, Carrie, and I do behind the scenes together. And even though there's like these short periods of time where we have our pregame chat, we ain't talking about the shows. The shows are entirely organic. We're talking about ourselves, our lives, our growth, our evolution, our journeys, what's going on in our worlds. And we heal together. And I think it was before the core or after, I don't know, whatever.
I don't remember, the days are blurring.
It was one of the, where the three of us were together, and I believe it was the core. And it was the core. The thing, Carrie said something, I said, there was some back and forth between Carrie and I. I can't even remember what the heck the back and forth was, but out of it came the healing that happens because her eyes got blurry. and I talked about how our eyes see more clearly when they get blurry, because
which is ironic.
I know. With that release, we see the reality and have more of a peace and acceptance of it. Yes, moi. Yes. Yeah. So this topic was born from our healing behind the scenes and what we are helping each other through, and the tears that come from that, and the importance of letting your body release in ways that's necessary for it, no matter what it looks like, and then how to help yourself through it and hold space for it and give yourself permission to be vulnerable with yourself that way. It's, if you've been through it, if you know.
And if you don't, you must have some kind of emotional constipation build up somewhere in the body that's causing a lot of pain.
That needs to be released, because one of the nervous system's necessities is to release through tears. Mm-hmm. It occurs naturally, and I was just crying before the show.
And I'm sure they didn't help.
There was communication happening between myself and someone, and something that they stated made me emotional because it touched my heart. And there's no fighting it if it's supposed to happen, but in survival mode, we learn to fight, and we learn to get good at being stoic. That's not really what stoicism is. Stoicism is emotional regulation, not emotional detachment. Survival is emotional detachment. Disconnecting from our body's needs, disconnecting from ourselves because it's not safe to be in our natural form.
Right.
So we invite everyone to try.
Some believe that it's unnatural to not experience joy. So holding back. When you are emotional, get to that place, you're actually preventing your natural state from re-emerging. Because your natural state is joy. Stress, not natural. Resentment, not natural. Are they natural occurrences? Well, they're results. Mm-hmm. How's that working? How's it feel? All of these emotions that you feel crop up in a moment, and you fight them back for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. And we practice avoidance tactics and escape tactics, AKA anything that's relating to any form of repetitive behavior that is not productive for your overall health and well-being and future goals. Even if you don't know what your future goals is, health and well-being should be one of them.
Right.
And so we practice this avoidance because we're disconnected, because it's not safe to be in our bodies, because it's not safe to be natural, right. The way we're supposed to be. And so in these safe circumstances and safe spaces that we create for ourselves, we have to practice being vulnerable. I'm actively practicing being vulnerable and allow ourselves permission to release, whether by ourselves and being vulnerable with ourselves and holding space for ourselves lovingly and compassionately without judgment or shame.
And let me take the pressure off of you. You don't have to. You don't have to be vulnerable. You don't have to be vulnerable. You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
That keeps you stuck in your rabbit hole, though, in your hamster wheel.
But this is one of those spaces where you get to.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure placed on you by anyone here to be vulnerable. You don't want to be vulnerable, don't be vulnerable. Don't. But you get to be if you want to be. You want to share your stories in the comments? Share your stories in the comments. You want to be vulnerable? Share it. Go ahead. We may or may not talk about it, but it's an opportunity for you to see that you're not alone. Because a lot of people that tune into this show, and I know that a lot more people are starting to listen, especially over on Spotify and the YouTube replays. So I know that this is reaching just beyond, or way beyond the scope of the live chat. But you have a unique opportunity where you can feel what you need to feel, heal what you need to heal, see through the blur of those tears, and feel safe about it. Because far too many times we're in situations, we're in environments that take away that sense of safety. So we rely on surviving through emotional constipation, like I love to call it.
Yeah. And if we're hypersensitive, don't forget you're taking on a lot of or you're sensitive to others' emotions. Not that you're taking on, you may not necessarily be taking on anybody's, but you're still sensitive to them. You're still navigating through other people's, making sure that you're not taking it on. So that still requires your energy. So navigating through all of that is, I kind of, when the energies are really massive, and right now they are, this moon, this whatever the heck's going on astrologically and with the planets and the earth and whatever, I don't know. I know everyone's feeling a lot of emotional energy right now coming up. And so to navigate through your own whilst trying to discern what's not yours takes a lot of your energy. So why don't we use that energy productively and take the opportunity to allow ourselves permission to be emotional whilst intentionally focusing on what our own personal needs are. Ride that wave so that you can help yourself release those emotions. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. Surrender to those emotions surfacing. That's your homework and your challenge for the next few days. And we're going to talk about how to get yourself to the other side and not get stuck in those self-pity whoops that maintains resentments and guilt and shame.
Yes. And one of the points that I was looking for tonight. I'm not used to letting emotions to flow. It makes me feel guilty and upset when I do let them flow instead of swallowing them. Well, I'm going to get graphic for a second. Perhaps I should put the trigger warning up, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to get graphic. Doing that is equitable to when you have too much stomach acid and it wants to relieve itself of its contents quite violently, and you manage to keep your mouth closed and swallow it back down. Now that everybody has a beautiful image in their head and just experienced it for some.
So you're feeling guilty because when you showed emotions in the past and it wasn't safe, what you
Sorry.
experienced. I know I could. What you experienced. I know everybody's like, ew.
Well, I'm nothing if not subtle.
You feel guilty to have those emotions because of the fact that you weren't safe. And when you weren't safe, you were made to feel like, how dare you burden someone else with your issues? Meanwhile, you're carrying their issues and making their emotions, you're regulating their emotions, but you're not allowed to have any kind of regulation. So you see, like, you were trained to feel guilty and ashamed for having feelings. You were trained that your emotions were a burden. You were trained to believe that your emotions weren't worth listening to. That's what you need to degaslight yourself about, and that's what you need to get rid of the conditioning and the programming from that trauma, from that you didn't have any. When you grew up in this environment, you're a child that's so toxic and unhealthy, and that carries into adulthood and perpetuates itself. It's not your fault. But now we are giving you the information to help yourself shift, and that's getting yourself off the hamster wheel.
I mean, I just noticed that Karen in the chat was talking about she prepared for a release. And then when she went to do it, it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Let me let you in on a little secret for everybody. You can't plan when you're going to experience an emotion. You can't plan when you are going to release an emotion that you have not in that moment experienced. Now, I'm sure that there are people who have learned to self-regulate their emotional release to the point that they could schedule time. I know that at 5:56 p.m. on Wednesday, the blah, 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 on the calendar, I am going to be able to stop exactly what I'm doing so that I can go and do my weekly release. What? I'm quite certain that the percentage of people that can actually do that is in line with the number of billionaires we have in the world. Very, very few, sweets.
Okay,
Very,
so
very
I
few.
tried this personally, just so you know. Every Friday night was my bath and release night, and at the beginning it was working really well once a week for me to release. But then things started piling on a little bit, and then that was no longer working. So like, it's not. Yes, try it, see if it helps the first time, but it's not something it's not gonna sustain. It's scheduling it isn't always the right thing, because I found myself more and more crying on the way to work, crying home from work, crying somewhere at, during lunch somewhere. You can't hold it in. The dam's gonna blow, as the song said.
I mean, you can fight it back. You can patch those cracks in that dam. Go ahead.
Especially the more you heal, the more you live in gratitude, the more you live in grace. Allow the tears to flow through gratitude first. If you're afraid to sit in them, immediately, if you feel that urge coming up and the eyes, shift yourselves into deep gratitude for what has been profoundly impactful and inspirational in your life. Go to your most deepest gratitudes and allow those tears to naturally flow in gratitude, and then let it start from there. Start off on a high note.
Let me ask you guys this question. Can you see yourself clearly healed? Or is the vision of that blurry? That's the point of tonight. Not many people can. They can imagine, but they can't experience it. And the more that you give yourself permission not to hold back, when the body is saying, yo, this needs to come out, and you allowing that to happen. Is it convenient? Rarely. Is it fun? Almost never. I'm not going to put absolutes on anything like that, but
It is what it is. I feel as though like what you have to that I hate that phrase, but I also love that phrase. Whatever it is needs to be accepted for whatever it is in that moment for you. Obviously, if you're at your job and it's not an appropriate time, I get it. I understand. But later on, when you're in the car and everything comes off of you, just let it. It's important. And
mhm.
if you start on that gratitude high note, it'll help you through it because you're already starting in a space coming from the heart. Okay. And that helps you give compassion to yourself when you're experiencing whatever's surfacing for you to work through. And we have to heal our relationship with the behavior, the purpose for the behavior. So I'm responding to something that says somebody needs, they're healing their relationship with whatever it is that they are tethered to in the moment. It's the cause for that specific behavior that needs to heal, not the relationship with the behavior. The parts you need to heal with the relationship with the behavior is that self-forgiveness and understanding and love towards yourself, and the cause for that behavior, that's a symptom. And if it's not what you're doing, it's something else in a different form for someone else. It's the same behavior that is avoidance, escapism. And so we have to heal what's underneath that. What's underneath the pain? What are we escaping from? What are we avoiding and why? And how can we love ourselves through that? How can we see ourselves in a more empowered light with compassion and forgiveness and consideration and understanding and gratitude for ourselves? Yeah, our circumstances program us. So whatever our circumstances are is what people tend to lean towards when it comes to an escape hatch.
Right.
How many of us grew up in alcoholic families? Guess what happens in the family? We have to understand that it happens based on what we learn as we're growing up. So the idea is we're expanding our knowledge now, and we're giving ourselves more choices. We have to allow ourselves to release, see clearly our own aspects of needing to heal so that we value ourselves.
And just for the earworm effect, you can see clearly now the rain's gone. I can't sing it because of copyright violations, but now you got that in your head.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. If it doesn't come out, we get stuck and this isn't clear. It needs to come out.
And people will go to great lengths. We've talked addiction before to prevent it. It's not always chemical.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's behavioral, sometimes it's stimming, sometimes it's overeating, sometimes it's oversleeping, sometimes it's overworking out.
Yep.
All so that there's enough distraction from having to deal with the body saying, I want this out. I want to stop feeling this way. I want to stop remembering it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And when you give it the opportunity to have that release, to have that necessity of getting the toxins out, then you have the opportunity to see a little bit more clearly what it is that causes that, why it causes that, what you can do differently, how you are different than when whatever caused that to occur. You're not who you used to be. Tomorrow you will not be who you were today, no matter how much you try, because you'll be a day older, a day wiser, And you'll take the experiences from before, and they will help you navigate through the experiences not yet. But if you're carrying all of this,
Yep. And Heather is right. You shift your thinking, you'll literally be a whole different person. Your cells will change, your being will change. Shifting your focus through first giving yourself permission, allowing yourself to sit with yourself vulnerably and release, or with someone if you have a safe person, and and letting your mindset be rewired, but then not changing your mind the next day and going back to an old belief system. Instead, when those old beliefs and thoughts come up, which they will, because that's part of the rewiring, reprogramming process, is you have to catch it when it comes up, pause it, process it so that you can remember to implement the new data, the new information, the new healthy talk, healthy words, healthy empowerment, healthy engagement in your own and activation of your own soul and being inside this human body. And then understanding how that's connected, and the state of your body is also affecting the state of your energy. I can speak to that personally because I struggle with health issues too. I'm challenged like the next person, and I'm not putting those words on myself. What I'm saying is it's a reality that I am actively working through healing and doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing step by step by step. And however long it takes me, it takes me. So far, I'm a few years in and I'm doing great. It's a long road, but I have all the time in the world, and I'm not putting that kind of pressure on myself.
right.
We all have stuff that we're working through. And when we need to release in this healing process, we got to stop fighting it, and we just got to give ourselves permission to do it. Just do it. Like everything else, just do it.
I mean, physically, if you want to help remove some, like they're talking about in chat, a toothbrush for your colon. I mean, high fiber diet that will help with releasing those particular toxins. The ones that we're talking about here are the ones that wrap around.
So there's a spot. There's a clavicle. Okay, there's a spot underneath your clavicle. There's a pressure point there that helps you release grief. So it hurts a little bit. It's going to be a little awkward and ow. Just massage that spot and allow the tears to flow. It'll release, help you release physically. There's other things you can Google too. So just educate yourself and expand yourself on ways to get your body to physically release. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's that nervous system reset, the vagus nerve reset, where your eyes are moving and then it's either a yawn or tears or whatever comes out to release and to let you know that you're reset. There's a bunch of stuff you can learn. The visuals tonight. The chat's really going off off the cliff tonight.
That's all right. I love seeing it. I love that they're being vulnerable with each other and
I love
talking.
that so much.
Yeah. And when the problem is fed, you've heard the story of the two wolves. Which one are you going to feed? The white wolf who's full of love, or the dark wolf that's full of everything else? Which one are you going to feed? Do you want to embrace healing as something that you can do? Not that no one forces you to heal. You don't want to heal, don't heal. If you're happy, if it's working for you and you're comfortable with where you're at, and then go for it. No judgment. I'm going to ask you how that's working for you. But when you are allowing the release, picture it as Metamucil for the spirit. Yeah. Because what I was just interesting download when we were talking about that, where when you're feeding, and this is why I brought up the two wolves, when you are feeding the problem, numbing it, some type of addiction, whether the ones that I talked about, and you have these moments of release that you get upset and you cry and then you're doing it the next day again, like Diane was talking about a few minutes ago. Okay? You're still feeding the problem. But when you're allowing the release, taking a look at it, seeing through the blur like we're talking about, then the body, then that's when the high fiber can actually help release the rest of the toxins on the physical level. Because you need to take that wraparound, you need to take that little armor off of it to keep it in place. You know, that thing that keeps you comfortable? Because you're addicted to misery somehow if you haven't allowed yourself to release. And if you have allowed yourself to release, then you're understanding, wait, I don't have to feel this way. I don't need this addiction anymore. It's not working for me. And then you see other things start to shift. Then you start to notice the actual spots in the body on a physical level where you were locking this pain away. Find a spot. When you notice that, put a hand on it. I mean, if it's on the right-hand side of the body, it's kind of hard to get to, but if it's on the left, and you can use your up and vice versa. I'm sorry that I put that pressure on you. I'm sorry that I locked that pain there. And you don't have to press down, just lay it on there. I release what was locked there. I don't need it anymore. And you'll start to feel a little tingle. You may cry again. You may become suddenly dehydrated. You may have to rush to the restroom for some type of unexpected style release. But it's the body saying, okay, I can get rid of it now. Oh, they don't need it anymore. Oh, thank fuck, I can go out. And off they go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm reading as you're talking, I'm seeing the comments, and I see that AWK Studios had something upsetting happen today, and you missed an appointment, and I that has to be very frustrating and disappointing. Period. So I'm sorry that stayed with you today, and I hope that you can release some of that and just. For whatever reason, you weren't meant to talk to SSI today. We don't know what that reason is. Maybe we'll never know. But for whatever reason, today wasn't the divine timing that it was meant to be in. And so whatever the circumstances were around it, we don't want to take that to the future with us. We want a speedy reschedule appointment and moving forward and not lingering on that. I hope that helps. I know.
But yeah, there was a reason for it. Just don't, and it won't present itself to you, and you don't need to know. Just reschedule.
Yeah. And, you know, there is space for her happenstance, and you had an issue with your mom, and that's the reality. There was an issue there that prevented you from receiving the phone call. There's nothing that anybody could do about that. That's out of your control.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is space for things like that, especially with SSI, because they already understand that folks are having a hard enough time as it is. Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting SSI. There's a reason why you're getting SSI, and go easy on yourself. Take the pressure off.
Don't feed the fear to manifest it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you feed the fear, regardless of what energetic or psychology you believe in, you have a higher chance of manifesting a fear if you feed it.
Mm-hmm. Put that energy into the positive, into I'll get a very fast new appointment and it'll be better timing for me. Maybe it's thank you for protecting me from whatever wasn't meant for me to experience with that SSI phone call. Maybe the person on the other end was having a bad day and you wouldn't have wanted that because it would have affected you. Shift your focus on something that is also a potential, because that is also a very real potential. So let's not focus on what isn't healthy. Let's focus on what is healthy. And that takes so much off.
Sorry to call you out, Sheila, but I need to use you as a... That's not the right one. Chat moved too fast before I could grab it. Okay. When somebody judges, gets onto, ridicules, this is one of the reasons why far too many people can't see through the blur. Because of the amount of shame that is put onto them by others who are hurting and feel ashamed because they're not releasing, that they don't know how, that they're not giving themselves permission. This is not for you, generally, to carry. Their opinion of how you give yourself permission to release and to heal is not requested nor required.
And it's not up for debate.
No.
Yeah. So you're not getting too emotional. You're honoring your nervous system. If that's what you need to, you're a very sensitive person. It's a matter of navigating through knowing yourself enough to know what emotions are yours and what doesn't belong to you and what you don't want to take responsibility for. And that's ultimately, you can acknowledge those emotions that don't belong to you, but you don't need to internalize and accept them as your own, because that's going to keep you in that negative mindset and that's not helping you. Shift into that, okay, well, there's a reason why. I mean, I do this, listen, from North Jersey and the traffic, if I didn't adopt the whole, okay, well, there's all this delay, so there's a reason why. Maybe it's protecting me from something else up the road a piece that I shouldn't be involved in because it's not my time. If you don't shift your attitude in certain circumstances, you're going to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And one of them, when you're dealing with people who are not on the healing journey like you are, who are not expanding their knowledge like you are, who are not allowing themselves to learn how to heal and learn how to implement new, healthier ways of being, they're not doing what you're doing. They're going to be stuck in their limitations. So do not take on other people's limitations at all. You know what you know.
And if you judge yourself because you have a tendency to get over emotional, well, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a weight and a perception that you have because of all of that.
If you allow yourself to get grounded, that is where you need to hold space for yourself. Whilst you're getting grounded, allow yourself to hold space for yourself. Being grounded is going to be at the foundation of you giving yourself permission and allowing yourself to become vulnerable, because you need to hold a safe space for yourself. So you do not want to bring judgment and shame into that healing for yourself.
Right. And when others are projecting their perceptions of how people should act or should express emotion, they're projecting.
Yeah. Individuals will project their own needs and their own ideas of what works for them and their best practices onto you, as if what you're doing is inaccurate because that's their limitation. That's what they believe. Doesn't mean you got to accept that. I've said to people that may work for you, but that's not where I'm at, and that doesn't work for me. But thanks for the offer anyway. Thanks for the suggestion anyway.
Yeah.
That's
And,
where you,
and yeah, and so many people will treat releasing emotions like releasing pressure on a dam, where you have that big iron wheel,
so that's what we don't want to
and you'll
do.
turn, and you'll just turn a little, release the pressure a little bit until it backs off, and then you'll shut it real quick.
Yeah, don't do that because then you burst the door open. That's like what I call the volcano, the volcanic eruption. It builds and builds and builds and builds until phew, we don't need to do that. That is so much more energy and is draining. That is unhealthy. Instead, we need to just give ourselves permission to hold space for ourselves when we feel like we need space. That's all. Yeah.
Note taken, Michelle.
Michelle.
Point. If you see me crying, it's time to run. Okay. All right. Even though most of the time I won't see you directly, but if you hit that point in chat, I'll be like, okay, I'm leaving her alone for a little bit. Yes, and you do. Everybody has to watch out for the pressure cooker effect because it will blow. The dam will crack. It will explode. The volcano will build up so much pressure that it's got to erupt.
I mean, I think that's the whole point of us having this conversation is we do not want that to be a thing. That is not healthy, but that's exactly what everyone learned how to do because nobody knows how to process emotions. Y'all are learning that. Y'all are getting the schooling and y'all are hearing what we're saying and giving you what to do to help you or to suggest to you to try for yourself, to learn how to do what works for you, to let your body do what it needs to do in the moments that it needs to do it. Giving yourself permission to do that.
Right.
Or at least, if you're going to hold it in the moment because you're not safe to release it, I get it. But don't ignore it until 5 weeks go by and then the eruption happens. Because it's just going to get piled on because you didn't let that one out. So now you're not safe to let any more out because you've already convinced yourself you can't let it out.
Right.
Give yourself a break. Take the pressure off. Do what he says. Do what I'm telling you. Try it on for size. Let's take the pressure off and let ourselves do what we need to do over time.
Right. Exactly. You got it?
Cooker. There we go. Wrote a song called Pressure Cooker. Go Polyjammers. Yes.
So do you see a little more now, guys?
Yeah. Clarity's not going to come if you don't allow yourself to do what you need to do.
No.
Cry it out.
Where was it? One last point. That's why I chose not to go with sex and alcohol for healing this time around. Going back to what I was talking about, the feeding the addiction, it's been hard and so far so much better. Experiencing this in real time about giving permission and not looking for ways to hold it back in, to numb it, to add to the toxins and the pain. Because most of the pain that we carry isn't from today.
Right. I've been in so much pain lately myself, and that's part of why I'm a little emotionally like on a thread because pain does that to you. If you know, you know. What I've been doing for myself is movement. In the pain, I've been been doing whatever is gentle and careful and loving, but movement, no stagnation. But then also honoring my body and resting after the movement. And I'm helping myself, but emotionally it's like, whoo, but that's okay because we're moving that energy that's pain. That pain it's stuck. That whatever's stuck in there has got to move. So the tears have to come out. That's part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
On that note,
Yeah.
a lot of homework. Oh,
So keep everything in mind. Keep all that in mind.
yeah.
You are worth feeling good about yourself. All of you.
Yeah. And your emotions matter. Your feelings matter.
You matter, damn it.
That's right. Go love yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So, right after this, over on my YouTube, it's under Michka Grant, how it's spelled, below, at 7:15 Eastern today, will be the actual premiere on YouTube of Through the Blur, if you can stand watching it one more time. But there will be a live chat while that's going on. Then after that, we got Honky Tonk Heaven with Will Iomi over on Rise Radio, and you can find that on Zeno.fm, Rise. Go through the search or use the links, and you'll be able to find that tomorrow morning. Where are we? There we are. The Oracle will be back for another collective reading at 11 a.m. Eastern, right back here.
We're so cute.
We are so cute. I love that picture. And then Friday morning, Lunaria will be back at 11 a.m. Eastern with another collective reading herself and a little bit of homework on the tarot. Tomorrow, or Friday night, we will have Hatherley Voices on the Rise over on Rise Radio, Zeno.fm at 6 p.m. Eastern, featuring Kick It Darkness. And then we will be back for our regular programming next week. We got so many things cooking in the background. We're almost ready to release our Patreon. I have been in conversations with a potential new podcaster coming to Awakenings very soon. So I'm excited about that and bringing you guys somebody you're going to want to meet her because she's amazing. I love chatting with her. So, whew. Wow. That's a mouthful every week. That's a mouthful every week.
I'm sure it is. So many amazing things. I love watching us all grow together. I love watching you grow and Carrie grow and the show become what it is and the station becoming what it is. And this is where everyone is. You can
That's
find
where everything. Yep. Her link, my link, Lunaria's link, all the staff's links, the podcast links, how to listen, where you can get merchandise.
Yeah.
Which we now have a merch store going on with t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, and Lord knows what else Miss Lunaria is going to come up with for that.
Including the You Can't Make This Shit Up.
That one. That one. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Thank you. And Michael, you're fine. And thank you. And thank you for sharing.
I didn't even see it because I had to scroll back up for something else. Anyway.
It's all good.
You guys have an amazing rest of your night. And I'll see some of you over on YouTube in just a little bit.
Yes.
If not.
And we love you.
We love you. And just in case you can't make it, maybe I should do this just, I don't know, one more time?
I'll go for it. Come on, let's just
go for it. Just one?
Just do it.
Love you guys.
Love
so
you.
Much.
Bye.
Why am I still here? Life's not really that bad. Past keeps creeping in. Can't release the sad. Memories flooding like the swipe of a shelf, knocking me down. Gotta distract myself. Tears flooding in, flowing like rain, won't stop happening. Here they come again, begging me to see through the blur, heal through the pain. Let the tears flow, release them like rain, like a welcome release from a blocked up dam. Get to the healing. floats along. Storms come and go, reflecting in stillness. The pain doesn't flow. Then a change in the air, clouds are rolling in. Thought they were gone, here I go again. If the tears fall, the drops stinging with pain, afraid of drowning if I let it rain. How can I see through the blur, heal through the pain? Let the tears flow, release them like rain, like a welcome release from a blocked up dam. Get to the healing, back to who I am. Damage was done, the floods have receded. Healing through pain was all that I needed. Puddles of grief like potholes inside. The rains have dried up, nowhere left to hide. And I saw through the blur, healed through the pain. Let the tears flow, release them like rain. I welcome release from the blocked up dam. Got to the healing. I know who I am. I know who I am. Release the floods. I know who I am.
It's Brindlewolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinements. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talk, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talk with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talk, so tune in if you can.
Hey, this is Brindlewolf.
And I'm Lunaria.
You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken. Anytime. Rise awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings. Let's rise together.